Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, so this is going to be the first of the demo online banking app project. So in this video, what we're going to be working on is the landing page, which is this section over here. So what we're going to do is just do this particular background along with these buttons and just that simple text that's showing there. Okay, so in terms of this particular background itself, how I made this particular background, it's basically an image. So I made that particular image with Adobe XD. So we just zoom in over here. All right, so this is the background image that I made with Adobe XD. So I already have it saved on my desktop. So, but you don't need to use this if you're following along. You can use whatever background you want. The most important part would be obviously the buttons as to how you're gonna navigate towards your what you call it, to your registration page and your login page. So yeah, if you're following along, you can use whatever background you want, but I'm gonna stick to this. And yeah, all right. So I have already an empty folder open up here with VS Code. So the first thing I'm going to do is just create some folders here. So the first one is going to be CSS, and then the next one is just going to be JavaScript, and then the other one is going to be images. Okay, so like I said, this image I already saved it as a PNG, but in fact, let me just save it again as it is. Um, I'm just going to export it. Um, by the way, you can just click Control E on your if you're working on Windows, and then uh, I'm just gonna navigate towards my project folder. Okay, so I have designs, and then I have it in here. Then I'm gonna save it within my images folder, and then it just exported. Alright, so if you look in here, it should be now available. So I'm just gonna name this as main background. So main let me just say main PG, and that should be fine. All right, so the first HTML page is going to be index.html. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I did mention this within the project introduction, but the main bulk of this whole application is going to be I'm going to be working with Bootstrap. Um, those what you call it, those navigation panels that I showed you within the project intro, those are Bootstrap 5 what you call it, uh, components. So I already downloaded some of those components within my what you call it, within my application. So I'm just gonna navigate to them, and let me just show you. Sorry about that. So this was the original design project that I did. So there's a couple of folders that I want to copy in here. So the first one is going to be that components folder, and I'm going to come back here and just paste it there. I'll explain this a bit later. Okay, and then the other one that I need, it's Bootstrap. So I already have Bootstrap in here, so I'm just going to copy that from there. CSS. All right, um so I'm gonna take, oh, by the way, also font awesome as well. So it's gonna be Bootstrap along with font awesome. So copy this from here and then just paste it in there. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna let these two copy over into here. So yeah, so this is the project. I named it demo bank underscore v1, and then uh yeah, because I already have a folder here called demo bank, so I didn't want it to conflict and so forth. So in any case, while this is copying, so here within the index page, just gonna say I'm gonna, oh, by the way, I'm starting off here within VS Code because I have all kinds of plugins and extensions set up here, so it makes development much easier, much faster. So once we're done with all of the designs, we're gonna move over to Spring, or sorry, IntelliJ, and then convert all the files to JSP files and so forth. All right, so I'm gonna just say home, and then I don't know if this is finished yet. It's still ongoing. All right, so within the CSS folder, we should have Bootstrap and Font Awesome now. Okay, so I'm gonna create a file in here, and then I'm gonna name it default .css. Okay, then again, all right, so in here I'm gonna first start off by linking Bootstrap. So I'm gonna say CSS Bootstrap, and then bootstrap.css. Then the next one is gonna be Font Awesome CSS, sorry, CSS, and then Font Awesome CSS, and then all.css. And then we're gonna link the file that we just created. So it's gonna be CSS and then default. Okay, so before we start, if I just show you here again, um, the body of each page, the home, register, and login, is going to be plus minus the same, but there's going to be differences. As you can see, the form here is centered to the middle along with the login form, but this particular section over here on the home page is sitting a little bit to the left and all of that. So how I'm going to use this is, like I said, I'm going to be using Bootstrap mostly, and then all of these buttons here will differ in color. I mean, will differ depending on the colors. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is, um, this is going to be a card for uh, sample text. Right, so and then here I'm just going to set the style to, on the body itself, I'm going to say D flex, and then I'm going to say align um, items, and then center, and then justify content, and then center. Okay, so all of these are Bootstrap classes, and by the way, I will leave a link in the description below as to where you can download these resources, if you wanna use them. So but yeah, these are Bootstrap classes, and so here we're gonna set up a card. So we're gonna say card, and then in here we're gonna have a card body. Okay, let me just put in some text here. Oh, by the way, I also need to link this particular what you call it, image. So within the body itself, the height is going to be 100 reports. Then we're going to go to images, and then main.bg. I mean main underscore bg, and then background size is going to be cover, and then position is going to be center, and then center, and then the repeat is going to be none. Uh, no repeat, sorry. And what else? Yeah, that's basically it. So let's just open this with live server. So there we have our card. All right, so I made a mistake here. The card is not supposed to be in the middle, so I need to remove justify content center, and then it should then move to the left. All right, so I'm gonna put a margin here so that it's at least somewhere around this section over here. So to do that, here within the card, we're gonna say margin start. You're gonna say about, let's just say 5. Uh, yeah, I think it's fine. Or actually, no. Uh, yeah, that should be fine for now. Actually, no. Let me not set the margin within here. I'm gonna give this an ID. I'm gonna say sample text card. So I'm gonna say margin 0 px, and then this one I'll set to about 50 px. Let's see now. It's almost the same size. I mean the same length. Let me say 100. Okay, I think this should be fine. If I check the original one, okay, it was a bit further, but yeah, this should be fine. In any case, yeah. So first thing we need is the um, H1 tag, right? And then the name of the Easy Way Bank, right? Okay. So now I'm gonna copy that there, and then target the H1 tag, and just set the. Actually, you know what? Let's set the font family to. All right, that's the font family, and then let's just set that size to a bigger size. So we're gonna say font size. Um, let's just make it 60. That's way too big. Let me see, how big was this one? Yeah, it's quite big. So let me set it back to about 65. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. What else? And then, oh, by the way, I added this particular text, so I might as well just copy that. So I'm gonna copy this, and then down here, oh, so right beneath it, I'll say H5 card title, and paste that there, and then let's check it out. Um, yeah, yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and then what else? And then okay, after that there should be the card text. You know what? Let me set. This will be the card header. So this will be the end of the card header, and then here I'm gonna set this to card title. Okay. All right. So um, I just want to add a margin on this card header. Say class, and then margin bottom is going to be 3. Okay, and then here we're going to set the card text. It's going to be p uh, card text. And then but I also have lorem installed here for sample texting, so I'm just going to say lorem, and then just going to give it about 50 characters. um, Let me just put these on the next line so that we can see what's going on. Okay, and then by the way, I need to extend this card to only be about six columns. Otherwise, if we were to check it now, it's going to be spanning across the whole page, as you can see there. So just going to set this card to about 6 columns. Okay, so for that we're going to say column and then 6. Actually no, about 4 columns. Let's check again. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, so uh, let me see. What else? Okay, so now we need the buttons. All right, so I'm gonna put those within a div. Okay, so I'm gonna call this button wrapper, and then I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did with the body. I'm gonna say d flex, and so this is gonna align the buttons together, and then I want them to um, um, align items center. Okay, so I'm gonna say button. This one is gonna be register, and then the other one is gonna be login. Okay, so let's just give them Bootstrap classes. The class. Oh, actually, sorry, I'm wrong. It's not supposed to be a button. It's supposed to be an anchor tag. So it's gonna be a. This one will be register, and then here we're gonna say btn and then btn md. All right, so let's just copy this. Oh wait, this is gonna be overall button. So let's copy this, and this one is gonna be login. Okay, so let's just check out and see how it look. Okay, all right, so okay, so this doesn't look correct, so let's just expand that column. I'm gonna set it back to 6 columns. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so now within the CSS, I want to target that card text. So I'm gonna set that font size to about 12 pixels. just check. Let me increase it to 14. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna target now the buttons. So um, in there I named, I said in the div I said button wrapper, then targeting the anchor tags, and then so therefore the width, I want them to be the same size. So width, um, I can't remember what I made it, but let me say 200 px. You know what? We can't see them because they don't have background color. So uh, this one I'll name register. Uh, okay, and then this one over here will be login. Okay, so all right. So this one, the color was a bit of a reddish orange color. So I'm gonna give it. I think I saved it here within the within Adobe XD. All right. All right. So that's the color for the register button. So it's the double F 4E00. So I'll just copy that there. So I'm gonna say register, and let's check it out and see how it looks. All right, so that's the button there, and then the one for the login button is gonna be Adobe XD. Sorry for that, guys. I don't know why Adobe XD has a tendency of crashing on me, so I'm trying to get the hash code of that color. All right, so I'm gonna copy that hash code over there, and then here I wanna say uh, login. All right, let's check it out. All right, there you have it. Okay, so I just want to put some spacing there, and also a little bit of padding. So I'm gonna come here where it says button wrapper and then say padding. I want it to be 15 pixels all around. Okay, let's see again. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and then let me put a margin to the right for this one, for the register. Margin, uh, let's just say 7 pixels. Okay, so they also had a border around them. So, by the way, let me just make the text, and then Okay, they're white now. And then now I want to get the border. So the border for the login button was that hash code over there. So I'm going to say 1 pixel solid and then paste that hash code over there. And then for the register one, I'm going to copy that and do the same. Okay, let's check them out now. Okay, don't know if you can see them, but you can see with the login one, it has now a border. Okay, so for the buttons, they also had a box, what you call it, a box shadow. So I'm gonna come here and say box shadow, and I'm gonna say 0px, 3px, and 6px, and then so I'm gonna make this a dark blue, dark bluish color. And I'm gonna make it around there. Okay, let's check it out now. Okay, so that's the shadow. Alright, so I think we should be done with the landing page. So the only thing that's left is to remove this white background and turn all the text to white. So for that, I'm gonna come in here with sample card. I'm gonna say text, oh sorry, color, just gonna be white, right? And then to simply remove the border and the background, I'm gonna use Bootstrap classes, which is gonna make it simple. So here where it says card, I'm gonna say bg trans parent, and then border, I'm just gonna say 0 and save. So if you come back here, still loading. Okay, for some odd reason it's not like, so let me see, bg trans, oh sorry, I made a spelling mistake there, transparent. Okay, okay, so there you have it. So if we check the original one, which I have open here, it's plus minus the same. Yeah, just a little bit more text and so forth, and the buttons are a bit bigger, but as you can see, it's almost similar to the original one that I made. All right, so I think that should be it in terms of the video. Obviously we're not going to link these pages now, we will do that at a later stage, but yeah, that should be it when it comes to the landing page. All right, so I think that should be it for the video. Like I said, guys, you can use whatever background you want to use, whatever styling you want to use. The most important parts are going to be the, if I come back to the original one, are going to be the registration form. The form is obviously important, and the login form as well is also important. This landing page is not necessary, so but you can still use whatever styling you want to use. Just keep the form format, like the first name and all of that. But we're still gonna come to this part where we have to design the registration form along with designing the login form. So yeah, that's it for the video, guys. For those of you who haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, cheers for now.